some kind of alternate universe in there or something.
Yeah. All right, you primitive crew heads, listen up.
That's never happened to me before.
Shit. I've been waiting for you.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
Two of you need help.
Some folks have a strange idea of entertainment.
Damn it.
Liquid Death and Dr. Squatch washes away the day's dirt, sweat, and blood and leaves you smelling fresher than the mountain stream where you play splashy time with your severed head collection. Natural soul for psychos, dirt murderer.
Welcome back to another episode of Dead Wire Live. This is number 69, guys.
Nice.
Sweet number. Sweet number. And, there's been some interesting news been going on in the last week. We're not going to do too many real life headlines here, especially things that have happened in the last few hours.
Yep.
Plenty of other people are doing that sort of thing. And we're here to have fun, talk about some fun stories, get everybody's minds off of everything else, even just for a little bit, and have some fun with us nut jobs. And, you can easily tell that Skeeter is still on his Hanson pub crawl. And last thing we heard, he was in Detroit waiting to order pizza. He is about 3 days behind on getting to Pittsburgh. So sorry, dude. Hang out at the barn with the cows. Hopefully it all works out for you, buddy.
Roadie life is tough.
And watch out for the steaming divots.
Ooh, it's not quicksand.
And cow pies are actually not really the dessert. So
Yes.
don't eat those, Steve.
Don't.
You should know better.
It's true. They're actually Frisbees.
The crunchier they are, the better they are.
Oh, man. Have you ever nailed somebody with a dry cow pie?
No, I can't say that I have.
Wow, spoken from somebody with experience.
Yeah. Dude, I grew up on a cattle ranch.
I'm glad I never went to your place when we were in high school.
Well,
Be glad. Early days of the glory hole.
Because I could just picture you going, "Hey, Chad, heads up," and I'd have to duck.
Man, it's like Uncle Rico and freaking Napoleon Dynamite throwing the steak at Napoleon on the bike. Hey, I was eating that. Just saying.
Oh, shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
Eat it.
Well, speaking of shit, we can maybe get on rolling here. Kevin, do you happen to have a Highlander headline?
A Highlander headline. Let me see here. Somewhere. Yes. Towards the bottom.
I don't know.
It's a rhetorical question I'm asking myself.
Okay, fine. I will. I got a little something for everybody. Oh, there you go. I was just going to bring that up. That if you didn't have that, I didn't notice it on the list. But yeah, Russell Crowe has been cast in Chad Stahelski's Highlander reboot alongside Henry Cavill for Amazon MGM. My question to you guys is he going to be Ramirez?
I hope not.
That's what I've heard. Yes.
That's my guess too. Is like, oh my god, if they're doing a true reboot and remake, oh my,
Yeah.
Russell Crowe as Ramirez is gonna be like freaking awful.
They got
Yeah.
another Scotsman. No, I'm sorry. He's Australian. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same principle.
There is no way he could step into Sean Connery's Buccaneer boots.
Hell no. Or bosom furry chest.
Or that
And
Speedo from
are-
Zardoz.
Oh God, no, not the red
Oh.
leather diaper.
Oh my God, what an outfit. God. I haven't seen
God.
that movie in like years.
I've seen it once.
Do I look sexy?
I've seen it once. That's more than enough. Had some buddies online talking about that movie all the time. I'm like, oh, hey, let me check this out. Message them after I watch it going, what the fuck are you guys smoking?
Hmm.
God. I struggled to get through that movie.
What? The first one?
Zardoz.
Oh, Zardoz? Yeah.
Oh, no. Highlander I fucking love.
Yeah. For some
You know, it's
reason, I got it flipped around. Like, wait, what movie are we talking about
Yeah,
again?
no. Zardoz. No. God, no. I love Highlander. You know, it's a shame they only made one of those movies and there were never any sequels.
Or a TV show.
Oh, yeah.
Or two.
Or
Although,
an animated series.
Raven. I did enjoy that one.
You know, the Highlanders got the same track record as The Crow. So, I mean, it's got that going for it.
One good movie, everything else was shit.
Yep.
Pretty much. And maybe a middling sort of 13-episode TV show. But, you know, on that note, I am a fan of the original Highlander, and this could be good. Henry is very interested in making sure that this is actually a good movie. It's the one he's shooting right after Voltron. Voltron's the reason why they had to delay Highlander. This was supposed to start shooting back in January. Voltron kind of took over. Another Amazon MGM feature that is happening right now. So the casting, I ain't gonna lie, is not bad. I don't see what we're doing here, especially when you bring on Russell Crowe. Like, he's not gonna be Kurgan.
No.
The only thing I see is freaking Ramirez, but Henry, I think, would make a good Connor McLeod. So,
I mean, the only other thing I could think of that Russell Crowe could do is be like one of the homicide detectives in modern day.
you know what? That might actually work.
Yeah.
Because he could do that easily enough. If you're going to have somebody playing Ramirez, you want somebody who does have that more swashbuckling feel to him.
True.
And that was Connery. He inhabited that role perfectly.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think that having a French Canadian playing a Scottish dude and having a Scottish dude playing a Spaniard who was actually Egyptian wouldn't work, but it fucking did.
I know. It was like, man, this just does not seem like it works on paper, but Connery actually did a damn good job. It's when you get to the other non-movies that were made, it's like, oh, especially the second one.
Oh,
Eat your heart out, John Wayne. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Culturally misappropriate that.
Now, here's a question. You think they're gonna do some kind of a like legacy cameo for Christopher Lambert and for
No.
Clancy Brown?
They should, but they're not. I don't think so. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a complete reboot, and Chad is not a bad director, so the action in this is actually going to be pretty awesome, and it'll look pretty. The question is the story going to be on the level that it needs to be at to actually make this work?
Yeah, that's my fear. I mean, it's gonna be pretty no matter what, like you said. But I'm just afraid that it's gonna be, as Guillermo del Toro said, it'll be eye candy as opposed to eye protein.
Right. Well, and also they then have to follow up with an appropriate soundtrack. And if they cannot deliver that, it ain't going to work.
Yeah, because Queen, that was just chef's kiss.
It was lightning in a bottle, as far as I'm concerned. Without that, even the TV show, it still wouldn't have made the TV show work. But it worked, and it did have an audience. I wasn't one of them.
No.
I don't really like the show all that much.
No, my
It was
sister did.
fine, but you had to get through about like 10 episodes to get to one good one, in my opinion.
And honestly, I did not like Duncan.
Yeah. It was...
I couldn't get into it. It was never my thing.
Yeah.
Like
I
I
have
like
friends who were more of a fan of this show, and I'm like, hey, that's cool.
yeah.
I couldn't, and I tried for like 2 seasons. I'm like, this isn't working for me.
And I tried to enjoy the pilot when they did have Christopher Lambert on playing Connor. It just even he couldn't raise it up to the level that it needed to be.
Well,
Right.
of course it's him. Like
Well, yeah, I got one of his horror movies, Resurrection, back here, and I
Nice.
still need to fire that up because I haven't seen that since I was a little kid. So
no Fortress.
I
Oh,
got Fortress.
That's a
It's
good
on my
one.
shelf, Blu-ray, still sealed, and I could probably sell that for a lot of money because nobody else has it.
I just remember it was on cable all the fucking time.
Yep.
I'm like, I hate this movie so much now.
Well, and Christopher Lambert actually was like the standout of the movie, along with a great villain with Clancy Brown as the Kurgan. Like the whole movie was just lightning in a bottle. You
Mhm.
cannot replicate it, and they certainly tried.
Yeah, and they didn't do well. Like I don't dislike the original Highlander. I could sit and comfortably watch it and be like, "Oh, cool, Highlander's on." Okay. Like to me, everybody likes Highlander. Like I don't like it as much as you guys do. I don't think, but I do appreciate it. Like I do kind of see it as a superhero type movie. But the other ones, like just none of it gripped me. It's just not my thing.
Nah, I mean, they all had interesting ideas to them, but the scripts were just utter trash. And then they
And
couldn't even
then-
figure out what the hell they were doing with the second one with the Renegade cut and the theatrical cut and like the
God, the
2 other
aliens.
cuts that are floating out there. It's like, what are we doing here?
One of the things that works so well with the first Highlander is the ambiguity of the immortals' origins.
Yep.
You didn't know where they came from. Then in fucking Highlander 2, oh, they're aliens from the planet Zeist. The fact that I fucking remember the name of that planet.
It killed me. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Never explain shit like that. Don't take the
No.
mystery out of it. That's
And
fucking
honestly, a few years ago, I figured out a way they could have made a sequel work. Instead of going to the far-flung future of like the early 21st century, they
Eh,
could have just, if it was 5 or 6 years, just let that time progress naturally, have a new immortal cycle starting.
yeah,
And if you want Christopher Lambert back in it, fine, he can mentor the next generation.
there you go.
Yeah.
And then, but what's nice is he's off their radar. He already has the prize; they can't take it from him, so he gets left alone. So he gets
That's
to
a nice
keep his
thought.
happy ending, and
Yep.
then you get all new action. So
I
you
like
don't
it.
fuck up. You don't fuck up the end of the other movie, and you can continue. But that would
Smart
have
man.
made too much sense.
Yep. Too much sense. Can't do it. You're fired.
call us.
Yep.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, Kevin. What you got for headlines this week, brother?
All right. Well, to start off with, like I had something set for the what have we been up to? I
Yeah.
got a new vape cartridge yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah, it was supposed to taste like Red Bull. It was from B Brands and it was called Blue Ox. And I could see where they wanted it to taste like Red Bull, but it tasted more like amoxicillin, children's amoxicillin.
Oh.
Like that's
Oh.
antibiotics, y'all. That's
And Kevin put some weird things in his mouth. Just saying.
yeah. But the
Episode
Lord
69, y'all.
word.
Hit the like and share button out there, everybody. Let's go.
If you want to see me put more weird things in my mouth, go ahead.
Well, that's going to involve super chats. Just,
Yes.
Fortunately for all, it was busted and already leaking when I got it, so I got to exchange it today, and I got apple fritter instead. So,
Ooh, I'm a big apple fritter guy, so
I am too. So hopefully this doesn't taste like poo. Like B Brands has been pretty great so far. I don't know where they're like, hey, amoxicillin. Yeah, let's have that be fucking Red Bull.
Yeah, no kidding.
It was just horrible.
Unless
And
they
if I
know
could open
something
this
about
up,
Red Bull that we don't.
right? It gives you wings and keeps you healthy for a while till you build up a resistance to the shit.
And it kills off all the beneficial bacteria in your digestive tract.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's give this shit a shot. And I didn't open this earlier because Jeff always tells me to save it for fucking posterity and, save it for the show. So.
We're waiting.
It's riveting podcasting.
Audio. ASMR, Kevin.
Yeah, it does have the aftertaste of a apple fritter, both apple and cinnamon, and not sour apple. So that's pretty tasty. I'll take that. All right. Sorry, no face for you guys this week.
No, you had your gag reflex already
at the
today.
glory hole.
I guess we could put that face up collectively, considering R. Kelly went to the fucking infirmary this week for a drug overdose and claims that they tried to overdose him as a hit. Now, basically what's been happening is he's been trying to reach out to President Trump for a pardon and saying that they're trying to kill him on the inside. And that he
have to get convicted first.
Yeah, he needs to be pardoned. Golly, Robert, I don't feel bad for you, buddy. Like
is this now is he up for state charges or is it federal charges? Because if it's state charges, he's SOL.
I don't know.
Yeah, if it's
I don't
state
remember
charges,
enough,
he
honestly.
can't get. Yeah, if it's state charges, there is no pardon from the president. It doesn't work that way.
I'm gonna guess it's federal then.
Yeah.
Well, it might be federal and state, especially if it was in multiple states.
Oh, true.
So
Something
state charges, he gets convicted. Have to be a governor, and I can't see any governor actually doing that.
Unless he himself likes to pee on 15-year-olds with R. Kelly. But
hey, you never know.
Maybe it was a Diddy party.
Ooh.
Free with baby oil supply.
Ugh.
Which I think we're actually free of Diddy stories this week. I don't think I had. Yeah.
No party like a Diddy party.
Good God Almighty. All right. So let's get on to the us stuff. There was a showing of the original print of Star Wars this week. And Kathleen Kennedy was there. And from what I understand, she had to be there, so it was an official screening. That's really not the important part to this story to me. The important part was the writer for the Hollywood Reporter saying that the special effects don't hold up today. It doesn't look good today.
Whatever. Special edition apologist is what it is. And what they're talking about with it looks terrible is it's the original version.
Yeah. I'm sorry, my birth year doesn't start with the number 2, but I just can't take what you have to say seriously. Like, your opinion doesn't matter to me. You weren't there. You don't know.
I will take practical effects over CGI any day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Because that shit's real.
All the extra stuff is eye candy and it's really neat, but it didn't make Star Wars phenomenal. Star Wars was already phenomenal. It didn't.
It doesn't make it any better.
Eye candy. Yeah. No. So the fact that it was already phenomenal, that stuff was already there, that's proof positive. Like, it does hold up. It did hold up. It didn't need all that extra shit throughout the years to be piled onto it in order for it to be a good movie today. It was always a good movie.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about Star Wars, not the whole fucking trilogy, the movie.
When it was just Star Wars. It was years before it became A New Hope.
Yeah. So when you fucking tell your friends, hey, you want to come over and watch Star Wars, you already knew what we were watching.
Right.
Because it was Star Wars, it was Empire, it was Return of the Jedi. None of these episode numbers.
Yep.
And rebrandings and and everything else. Now, some of the work that was done, like, I'm not one of those people who's like, I hate like all of the tweaks that he did. I just hate most of the ones that actually change the context of things. Now, if you're just trying to remove like wires and you're trying to make the matte lines look better for the spaceship, so space and the ship scenes look like they're seamless. Okay.
Take out the boxes around the spaceships from the blue screen.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You're talking about fixing that to make it look smooth. Okay, that's fine. That's a tweaking I'm not going to be mad about, because you're not really changing anything except making corrections that you wish you could have fixed years ago. Lots of movies go back and do that. Indiana Jones, when they redid those for 4K, they actually went back and they fixed a bunch of the CGI. All they did was they just cleaned it up and made it look as smooth as possible. They didn't actually add anything new. So it didn't change the context of scenes. It didn't change the context of the story. What George did was he completely changed the context of the original stories when he did that.
On shot first, god damn it.
That weird little head tilt has always pissed me off, and Han always shot first. That's part of a character arc. But George has always argued, well, hey, when it comes to having this love for my original version of this movie, you fell in love with a half-completed project. What? Then why'd you even put the fucking movie out?
Yeah. Well, budget and time and schedule.
It took me another 10 years, 20 years to get it about 80% of the way to my full vision that I wanted it to be.
The character class that Han Solo is in the newest Lego Star Wars game is the scoundrel class.
I like it.
It fits. It fits because he shoots first.
Exactly.
Why would he be classed as the scoundrel in Lego Star Wars had he not shot first? Like we know we were there. So you can't anyway. We remember. You can't erase history. You can't.
I have my original VHS tapes and DVDs with the original editions on them. So,
ooh,
and
nice.
I got despecialized Blu-rays, so those look really pretty too.
Neat. One day I'll upgrade. I just have the original DVD set that came out.
Yep.
And I think I sold the VHSs a long time ago.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the only VHS I have left is Batman.
Okay.
And I'll never get rid of it.
Never.
Because what did I tell somebody? And I love it more than you.
Well, you should.
Movie's been good to me over the years.
Yep.
We've been through a lot.
Doesn't argue with you.
Speaking of been good to me throughout the years and also been good to me, here is your first look at Nicholas Galitzine as He-Man. Now, they put out a silhouette, and that was going to be your first look, but through the power of the internet and pilfering, we found somebody lightening up the resolution. Well, not lightening it up, but basically brightening it up for you to see what he's going to look like from the tush section as He-Man. And you know what? I'm not upset. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I might be okay with this. We'll see. I mean, we still have Jared Leto as Skeletor in this, as a reminder to everybody.
Yeah, so let's talk about that for a second. I'm super excited to see this movie. I'm super excited to see a live action He-Man. I'm excited to see Nicholas get to be He-Man, to bring him to life. I am no way, shape, or form excited to see Jared Leto as Skeletor. I'm almost not excited to see Skeletor because it's him.
Right.
And now I'm upset because I'm actually concerned that this won't actually get released or finished because of the legal charges against him.
No, what they'll do
Well-
is they won't let him do press.
Ah, fair. That's what Disney did with the Rachel Ziegler and Gal Gadot.
Yeah. Well, and also what they did with Ezra Miller and The Flash. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we'll still put the movie out and everything, but that person's not going to be doing any press tours or interviews. So
That's gotta suck when you're the star of the fucking movie. Like, well, all of them, the Snow White and the Queen, the Flash.
Yep.
Like, those are the eponymous characters.
Yep.
Pretty much. But you got other good cast members in He-Man, so you have a decent cast. That can carry that. You don't need Jared Leto to be screeching about, hey, I love Skeletor. I was in character the whole time, and I sent everybody a yellow skeleton mask.
What they ought to do is just have fucking Oppenheimer fucking
Oh, that would be brilliant.
dub over the voice.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Frank Langella, man.
Ooh, that'd
Oh,
be good too.
right. I would pay to see that. Call us. Yeah, I'm a huge He-Man fan. There's like 3 things in life that mean more to me than anything else, and that's Batman, He-Man, and Ghostbusters. Like, those are my things. So I really want to see this. This is a long time coming, and if Amazon fucks it up, I'm done.
They will.
I'm done.
I do like the sword.
I love the sword.
Oh, the sword looks good.
And the loincloth looks cool without fucking showing the mouse out of the house. And
It looks more like a war skirt, really.
it does, yes. Actually, I think that's exactly what it is. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that works. It's cool. We're so far removed from the swords and sandals era that like this is like really necessary. And this is going to do really well as a result or really poorly.
Right.
If you could take out the Jared Leto aspect. At least I think, anyway.
I want it to be good, and I would love to have like a bunch of Gen Xers being able to take their kids and grandkids to it.
Sure.
You know, just to pass on the love of that franchise to upcoming generations. But I have no faith whatsoever in Amazon.
No, they suck.
Same.
They put out content.
Yeah.
They just don't make sure it's good content.
Correct.
That's why none of us want them to touch Stargate.
Yes.
I want to say they won't, but part of me is kind of like, they're trying to get their hands in everything.
Well, on Thursday on our Stargate Files show, we talked about one headline from gateworld.net that one of the original showrunners, Brad Wright, was at a con in like Germany, and he mentioned there is going to be a new Stargate. The question is just when and what exactly are they doing? But there does seem to be some buzz going on that they're going to move forward with something at some point with Stargate.
Interesting.
Like, if it's not Brad Wright involved in like Malozzi and all the other gents and creatives that worked on the original series, get out of here. I don't want a reboot.
No.
I don't know. Probably wouldn't work. I think that would be something that would work better as a legacy reboot or legacy sequel.
Yeah.
More so than a reboot.
Yeah, if you want to keep your fan base, that's what you need to do.
You could bring in a new cast.
Oh,
like
exactly.
Half a cast.
The SGC has still got to be going strong at this point.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Jeff, but didn't they leave off with Atlantis sitting in San Francisco Bay, cloaked?
Correct. And Stargate Universe, the end of that is the crew is basically jumping between galaxies, and Eli is the only one left awake to potentially deal with things that are happening while everybody's in stasis. And the big question is holy crap, what the hell is going to happen with them? And the idea is Brad Wright a very general concept he threw out to everybody. He had a completed script for doing a pilot, and it was going to resolve almost all 3 shows with a brand new cast, and they were going to move forward with a new storyline after resolving some of that. So they were going to answer questions. I mean, and I'll watch He-Man. I'm not going to sit here and say I ain't watching that shit just because of Jared. No, I will still watch it. But if he's the reason, if I'm like 10 minutes in and I see him and it's just not working for me, I will shut it off. Voltron, it'll be the same way. But they haven't cast anybody I don't like in Voltron. I just don't agree with their casting necessarily.
Yeah.
I don't know half the people, and I haven't seen half their work, so I don't know what we're going to get with that one. At least with He-Man, we have a decent cast going on for the most part.
Yeah, I think the cast is pretty strong, actually.
Because I've seen most of them in their roles.
Mm-hmm.
And I have seen enough Jared Leto to know I don't like him.
Same.
Yeah. Now, they just haven't shown you Jared Leto as Skeletor necessarily. You've seen him from a distance.
If they're smart, they won't show him at all.
No. No. And his face will be CG.
Yeah, probably.
I just don't want to hear Skeletor. Okay, we already got that with Revolution and Revelations, having Mark Hamill voicing Skeletor, so you have him kind of sounding like the Joker. But I don't want to hear him sounding like Jared Leto's Joker.
Yeah.
I don't want him to go in there kind of trying to do that smarmy, slimy voice, and you're just completely taking you out of the experience more than Jared Leto normally would, because, oh, fuck, it's that guy.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, like with the original, you saw Frank Langella and you didn't say, "Oh shit, there's Dracula." Or there's Frank. You felt there was Skeletor.
Oh,
like that was Skeletor.
That was. I mean, Langella, my God, that man chewed up that scenery and just spit it out. And he
brought his A game to a movie he didn't need to.
It was almost operatic in a way.
Yeah.
His performance as Skeletor was goddamn like something out of a Wagnerian epic almost.
The only thing I've seen on par with it was Raul Julia's performance in Street Fighter.
Oh,
of course.
Well, the reason he did that movie is because his kids love those games.
Yeah. Well, Frank Langella's kids like He-Man. Yeah. So it's like, well, shit, that's awesome. And you have to love when the actor brings the A game to a D or a C level movie. Because those truly were D and C level movies.
Yeah. But God,
they were.
But they were redeemable because of their bad guys.
Yeah.
Both Langella and Julia were the highlights of those films. Yeah. Hands down. And you could tell they were having a good time with it.
Oh, yeah.
As best as they could, yes. I don't know how much fun Julia was having with all the...
yeah, he was in end-stage cancer at that point.
Well, I just meant with all the shenanigans on set with...
with Van Damme.
With Van Damme and his inappropriateness and his drug addiction and all that shit that he was having troubles with back then.
Raul was probably looking at him like,
get your shit together. I don't have much time.
Probably just shook his head. He's like, I'm just going to focus on my work.
Like, I'm literally dying here and I'm doing a better job than you. What the fuck?
He's like, for him, it was probably like, yeah, it really is a Tuesday, isn't it?
That's fucked up. One of the two of us here is dying, and one of the two of us here is also killing it.
Yep.
And it happens to be the same person.
I'm Bison, baby.
God, he was so good in that movie. He was the only good part of that movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ming-Na Wen's always fun.
Okay, you got a point.
But that's, that was about it. I can't say nothing bad about Agent May.
No.
Nah. She's that.
So, anyways, let's get on to some happier shit. So here is the poster, the official poster for The Naked Gun.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, that's right. The trailer came out.
Yeah.
I am not unhappy about this. I kind of like it. It doesn't really look like the original. It doesn't need to. It looks more like a cross between the original and Beverly Hills Cop. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. And I gotta say, for as I was hearing initially that Pam was going to be the female lead in this, I'm super excited for it. Like, I like Pam right now more than I ever liked Priscilla as a person in general or as an artist. Like, Priscilla has no value as an artist whatsoever. And Pam's been in some movies, but
Barbed wire.
Yeah, baby.
Don't call me babe.
Well, she was also on Home Improvement, let alone Baywatch, but she was one of the original Heidi's on Home Improvement.
She was awesome on Home Improvement because, again, she was that person that stood up to Tim like, no, I don't think so, Tim.
Yep.
Like, I only look this bimbo-ish. I'm not. You're the dumbass. But her days of playing the bimbo are done, and she's not wearing the gaudy makeup anymore. She's not trying to be on the cover of Playboy or stand on anyone's shoulder. She's just being her own woman and playing as a normal actor in this. And I think she looks great in it. And I think she's going to do great in it. Priscilla was okay, but golly, I can't get past her horribleness as a person and enjoy her in the movies anymore.
Priscilla did good by the way of everybody else running circles around her and distracting the audience from how much of a non-actress she really was.
Yes, she was there to be the confused person, like, but wait, what? Oh, and damsel in distress.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and that was fine. It was funny at the time, but I think Pam's going to add more to it. I don't know.
You both have seen the new trailer then?
Yeah.
I don't recall. Probably, but I don't recall.
I can always play it really quick if you'd like.
We could play it. We could play it.
Yeah.
This is one of those shows. We do that here.
All right. Well, I do have that pulled up over here.
I'm going to drink my coffee. I should have made 2 cups.
Thanks.
What I think would be funny is that was Mads Mikkelsen with the Hannibal mask on walking out of there. So it'd be a little tip to like Hannibal the show.
That would
That'd
be dope.
Funny.
That would be dope.
That really would be.
I'm getting more excited to see this.
Yeah, it should be all right. I don't know if it's going to stick the landing as far as a Naked Gun movie because they did have a script from the original writer for a 4th movie, and they totally were like, nope, we're going to go with Seth MacFarlane instead. Oh, the Zucker. So it's kind of like, well, you had a chance to do a proper legacy sequel for this, so hopefully it's going to be a good. I do see it as a bit of a riff on more of Liam Neeson's Taken movies and more modern cop movies, and trying to bring a different sense of comedy to it. So we'll see. But I am gonna go see those.
Yeah, because like Police Squad was definitely a pun or a riff.
That was a gem too.
Oh yeah.
It was a mock-up of not Kolchak, Kojak, Beretta, and Dragnet, your other cop shows, and this is going to be that for our generation, I think, for our cop movies, for as over the top as they are.
Yeah.
So, I guess I'm the host here. I need to move along. Anyway, another poster for another great flick. I was not excited to see this movie until I saw this poster. I hadn't seen anything interesting about it. Predator Badlands. He's carrying the android chick on his back. Like C-3PO. And it's fucking awesome.
Interesting.
Yeah. They kind of had me at that. Like that's going to be their dynamic. She's attached to his back and riding shotgun through the hunt. That's going to be so awesome. So it is going to be through this predator's eyes, and she's translating the movie for us. That's my interpretation of what this movie is going to be.
Either that or she's his targeting system.
That'd be cool too.
Yeah.
Be kind of interesting to know where this takes place timeline wise, but I guess we'll have to wait and see about that. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing it. If the movie ends up being good, awesome. If it ends up being bad, oh well, it was worth a try.
Yes. But if that doesn't work, they are going to go with what's the word that I'm looking for? Fan service. They already talked about bringing back Dutch to face off against the Predator.
Okay.
That's
fuck you guys.
Desperation, but
fuck you guys. Late. It was funny. It was funny. Fuck you guys. When I saw it last week, it was funny. All right. I saved it. You guys don't like it. You guys anymore. Fuck off. Sorry.
No, you're not.
Nope. All right, so let's move on to the comic book news or comic book movie news. Here is the list of money made by Marvel throughout each phase, and each movie or each phase is represented like by its moneymaker. Of course, Avengers, Age of Ultron, and Infinity War, somehow Spider-Man, and Thunderbolts. Spider-Man was really good.
Yeah, it was.
And had no competition. Thunderbolts was okay and had no competition. I'm really surprised Shang-Chi didn't beat it. But
I didn't really like Shang-Chi all that much.
I did. I guess watching it the first time I really liked it. But watching it a second time, I was like, it's okay.
There's things I liked about it. There's a lot I didn't like about it. Felt a little bit on the boring side, to be frank with everybody.
I could respect that.
Should have been an hour and 40-minute movie, not 2 hours and 30.
Yes. All right. So it's weird looking at how much money they made. And this last phase made more money than what people thought, but again, much less than what they're used to earning. And that's kind of a conversation. Like where are they going wrong?
Everywhere, ever since they introduced the multiverse.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's where they're like, let's put out stuff. Put it out. Throw it out there.
We need content, baby. Required homework and viewing for everybody.
And they were so used to just being able to print money that when things weren't working the way they thought it was going to work, they didn't know how to course correct. So they just keep, I mean, it's like the definition of insanity, trying the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result instead of, looking at what they're doing, going, okay, we need to do something else, which they did do, but then desperation kicked in and they had to bring back RDJ.
Pretty much.
And they started repeating themselves when they were doubling down on things that people didn't like.
Yeah.
And tripling down because they keep doing the, like you just said, they keep doing the same crap over and over and over again and not learning any lessons and thinking like, oh, but we have all these other like C and D list characters that we can make money off of. Like, hey, look what happened with Iron Man. He wasn't one of the main guys of Marvel, and we made him. No, that was phase 1, which was Paramount
Mm-hmm.
made Iron Man, not Disney. People tend to forget phase 2, right around the middle of it, is when Disney and Marvel got into bed and things changed. So phase 3 turned out really good because you had the 2 Avengers movies, Infinity and Endgame, to cap off a great streak of some cool movies with a Captain Marvel movie thrown in there. And then right after that, you should have just taken a break, like take the win and be like, all right, we have X-Men now, we have Fantastic Four. Let's take a little break and work on them, and then we can come back to these other characters if that doesn't work out. Because then you bought yourself time to figure out a backup plan. Instead of just, hey, let's bum rush, let's do a bunch of shit and see what sticks.
Oh, we have to have a movie out in theaters or people will forget about us.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's not a matter of rights issues. They don't have to keep putting a Marvel movie out X amount of fucking months per year, but I don't know.
In phase 4, you could give that Spider-Man mostly over to Sony. Marvel got a little cut of it and co-production on it. However, those were Sony movies, not Disney movies.
Right. And it's the only good movie that Sony's put out other than, well, no, it's the only good movie that Sony's put out in a while, other than Ghostbusters. Like, I like the Spider-Man movies, but the Spider-Verse movies, not the cartoons, but the Morbius and Craven and stuff like that, I just have no desire.
Madam Web, Kevin.
Yeah, Madam Web. No desire to put myself through that bullshit. Not at all. Nope. On the flip side, coming soon, of course, is the Fantastic Four. What was it, July 24th, I think?
Somewhere in there, yeah.
Yeah. So, but here are the Funkos, or some more Funkos of them in their spacesuits with the cute little space boots.
That looks ridiculous for Johnny.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know. I don't know.
Flames are on the inside of the outfit. Nice.
Well, it's made of unstable molecules. It won't combust.
Well, the flames are coming out the boots and the gloves too.
What about the helmet?
Might be. We don't know.
God, he'd burn through his entire oxygen supply in 30 seconds.
Yep.
At best.
3 seconds.
And then, dig this. We saw this last week, but here's a bigger close-up of it. The Reed Richards gonna grab it for you popcorn bucket. Now, the base of this thing fits in your hand. So it's not the biggest, but it's not the smallest either. So
I don't know, Kevin. How's that going to work out? You got one hand on top of the bucket and one on the bottom, and then one in the middle of the popcorn bucket.
You may have to free up a hand. And...
Need a little assistance there, huh?
There's that one of those that you'd have to cut a hole in the bottom of.
The elephant.
Is it me, or does that look like half of a beard for Mr. Fantastic there?
Kind of half of a beard.
Yeah,
like
it does look like half of a beard.
Looks like they used a Lemmy figure from
Motorhead.
Yeah.
Yay, some spades.
I tried doing a beard like that once. Didn't quite work.
My beard was like that okay for a while, and then my face went gray. And I was like, well, okay, now it just looks stupid. Probably looked stupid before, but then it really looked stupid. Well, anyway. The last thing I saw this week that made me super duper excited for the Fantastic Four was this image.
Nice.
Now, I heard this was from a Little Caesars commercial.
It's a commercial. It's not actually in the movie.
Yeah, but still, you've got one of the mole man's creatures.
Yeah, like the first image that people remember of the Fantastic Four, like this is the original monster that they fight. The first image that anybody ever saw of them was fighting this creature.
Cover of Fantastic Four #1.
Yeah, and they recreated it so perfectly. I know it's not in the movie, but I wouldn't mind if it was. I'm just throwing that out there.
Oh, I would love if that was part of the movie. Are you kidding?
Yeah, like even as a flashback, and then we landed and this happened. I'd be okay with it. I just want to see them fighting the son of a bitch, like recreate this image here.
They very well may. They did say they are fighting the Mole Man in this movie too at the beginning.
Yeah. And again, I think it's one of those things because we see them giving an interview in the preview. So I mean, I'm sure there's going to be a flashback montage of exposition.
Yep.
As they do.
As they do.
And then fans got a little bit of extra fan service this week. Some news that everybody's been waiting to hear. And that's that John Berthnall is going to be joining the cast of Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Another of the worst kept secrets out there. And awesome name for a podcast, by the way. So special shout out to Vigilante Vibes Podcast.
Yes, Megan is the best. Love her. She is the anti-us. She loves Marvel so much and appreciates the things that they do, but without the curmudgeonly negativity that I have. But I respect
We're
her.
Shit talkers. Come on.
Yes, and she does a much better job and gets quoted by Marvel all the time. And Megan she's got a really good heart for it, and I have a lot of respect for her. But she also somewhat tolerates my curmudgeonly sarcasm. Like, they're gonna fuck it up anyway.
Well, Grace Randolph has gotten she has either seen the movie or she knows somebody who's seen the movie that described the whole movie to her for Fantastic Four, and she's like, it's not good.
That's
Bummer.
Disappointing.
Not
surprising, but disappointing.
Yeah. But for this, I'm happy to see Punisher and John Bernthal in it. We're also getting Savage Hulk with Mark Ruffalo in it. So that was an agreement that Sony and Disney came up with, and that's what we're going to get for Spider-Man 4.
Well, I know they've been wanting to bring Savage Hulk back. I don't necessarily want that, but I don't necessarily not want that. Like, I
mean, with Bruce's
a little late now.
Yeah, and with Bruce's character arc, having him being Smart Hulk makes sense.
Yeah, like there was an evolution there. To go backwards is kind of like,
yeah. Again, it stinks of desperation.
Yeah, and I'm sure there'll be retcons.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, and this apparently takes place at the same exact time as Avengers Doomsday. Yet this movie is coming out next year.
God.
And Punisher and Hulk are being mind controlled by somebody, so we are getting nasty versions of both of them for probably quite a bit of the movie. The question is who? I don't know Marvel to understand who could do mind control. So, but that's about what everybody now officially knows about the movie.
Alicia Masters' dad, the puppet master.
There you go. Ben Grimm's father-in-law.
That's right. Bring in the Fantastic Four, bitches.
Interesting.
So I hope, and now that you say that, I'm doubting that it's going to happen. I was going to hope that they're going to bring Kingpin into the movie too.
No.
Yeah, they can't.
They tried. They were told no.
Damn.
That's what Sony wanted. Marvel told them no.
But they gave them Berthnall.
Yep.
That sucks.
It was no to Kingpin straight up.
Wow. Yeah, I guess they want to keep that shit to themselves. But again, I'm surprised that they'd lend out Punisher, because this means now that Punisher's not going to be in another Marvel movie, right?
I don't know. I know there's some people screaming for Midnight Suns, and I know enough about that to be like, well, you gotta have to get your ass moving on a bunch of the other characters that are in there, and you have to fix Moon Knight.
Yeah. There's a lot that they need to fix. Like, Morbius.
Yeah.
He was good in the comic series.
Yeah.
Well, then we need Ghost Rider, baby.
We need Ghost Rider.
Which version though? Are we doing Blaze, or are we going to bring in Danny Ketch?
You need both. Both were in the
Or
Midnight Suns.
or the third Ghost Rider, Robbie Reyes, who they had in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yep.
Meh.
That was.
Oh, dude, in the comics, though, I love that car.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I guess I didn't read the comics, so I couldn't say. But I'm not like you guys. I'm not a car guy. The motorcycle just fucking got me as a kid. Like Danny's motorcycle specifically got me as a kid. I thought it was just neat driving up fucking walls and stuff.
Well, for me, Danny Ketch was the Ghost Rider when I was really starting to get into reading comics, in the 90s. So
Yeah.
he's always been my Ghost Rider more than Johnny Blaze was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. When we were reading Ghost Rider at that point, Johnny was Blaze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was right around the time.
That's what I remember.
You find out that those two were long lost brothers.
Danny and Johnny?
Yeah, they're brothers.
You know what? I thought I remembered that, but I thought I was like, no, that's not right. No, you're saying that, and I'm like, oh,
yeah,
God,
no, they're brothers.
Danny, all right then.
And they've been fucking Danny up, and when they do bring him back, it's just that they don't know what to do with him.
Yeah.
They didn't know what to do with most of those 90s characters. They didn't know what to do with Danny. They didn't know what to do with Sleepwalker. They didn't know what to do with fucking Darkhawk.
Oh, God. You haven't seen Darkhawk in how long?
Yeah, like Night Thrasher. None of those fucking characters. Like, they just kind of went, well, I don't know. Fuck them.
Drift away. The 90s, the whole grim and gritty era. People try to not look too much onto that these days, because you had more of the anti-heroes than anything at that point.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know what sells for comics now. I really couldn't say.
I don't either. I mean, I'll read the solicitations and I'll find synopses online, but I haven't actually bought a comic book in years.
Yeah.
I mean, I picked up a trade not that long ago of this Ghostbusters miniseries that Dark Horse put out that bridges a little bit of the gap between Afterlife and Frozen Empire. With them getting into the firehouse and Winston getting them set up with everything. And then I picked up this graphic novel adaptation of Evil Dead, which was pretty good.
That sounds really cool.
Oh yeah, I'll have to find where I stashed that and read it again.
This is so much better than the amoxicillin.
See, now imagine if that actually was amoxicillin. That shit would fuck me up. No, right. Dude, I'm allergic to that shit.
Ew.
I break out in a rash.
It doesn't sound fun at all.
Oh, no. It's not. And I found that out when I was on amoxicillin.
Oh.
But it'll make you better.
Yeah, they had to switch me to a different antibiotic.
Erythromycin.
Yeah, I think I was dealing with dealing with bacterial pneumonia.
Eesh.
Oh yeah. Ugh. No fun.
No bueno.
No. So along with the Spider-Man news, now we've been talking about the rumors of people saying that they want Spider-Man 94 after the success of X-Men 97. Now, Spider-Man 94 is not going to happen on Disney Plus. We've not heard anything. Yeah, we've not heard anything about that other than them doing the rest of the new Spider-Man cartoon they have. We'll see how that does this last season.
And the closest they did come to anything Spider-Man 94 was in one of the episodes of X-Men 97 of a crowd shot. You saw Peter and Mary Jane.
Yes. But they are going to be putting out a Spider-Man 94 comic series. Now I don't know if it's limited or ongoing. I think at this point it's limited.
That's what I'm gonna assume.
But it is gonna cap off the storyline to the last seasons or the last season of Spider-Man the animated series.
Fun fact about that season, of course, they had the character of Madam Web in it, and she was voiced by Stan Lee's wife.
Yeah, I was going to say it was Joni, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Which the character was made for Joni, wasn't she?
I think so.
Yeah, so that's why when they cast Dakota Johnson, I'm like, wait, a hot chick?
Who's not British?
Who's not British or like 40 years older than what she actually is? Like, all right, then. That's cool. Different, but we'll take it. But again, that movie was terrible and no one should watch it. Like, that's one of those things that they should use like at Guantanamo Bay is like,
oh, god damn. Shots fired.
You know, that picture of fucking Dahmer? No, I said we're going to watch this and then you can leave. I could just see them fucking telling the fucking inmates that at Guantanamo. We're going to watch Madam Web and then you can leave.
Hey, that was a good movie. Send that one to a psych hold.
He knows something.
We're all going to hell.
Probably.
Be there in the morning, guys.
We said we weren't going to talk about what happened today. Jesus.
I'm just talking in general.
So Disney has announced that they are adding an extra movie to their Marvel lineup for 2028. And I'm sorry, a fourth feature film, not just an extra. And people automatically went to assumptions of what it could be. And I think it's a good idea because they need something else in there to add to their Avengers or their Doctor Doom type shtick or their story, because I don't think they have enough. Like, they're going to cap in so much in just these two movies and maybe a little bit into the Spider-Man film. But people are saying that they're expecting it to be either Black Panther, Blade 3, or Fantastic Four 2.
A little too soon for a Fantastic Four sequel.
True.
They'll still do it, though.
That's true. They made the first movie in less than a year.
Yep.
So, and Black Panther 3, we know that is coming down the tubes, but Eyes of Wakanda hasn't come out yet. And I reckon they're going to test the waters with Eyes of Wakanda first. And I don't think we're going to see Blade.
I don't think we're getting Blade. They keep saying like, "Oh, well, we canceled the last production, but we're still working on." No, you're fucking not. We're not getting another Blade unless it's a Wesley Snipes led Blade movie.
Yeah,
that's the only way I see that happening. Honestly,
I think Ali's moved on, and good for him.
As well he should. He's a goddamn good actor. Like, he doesn't need to be sticking around for this shit. Jesus.
And they've been stringing him along for years.
Like 5 years at this point, if not longer.
I think it's been longer at this point now, yeah. So, and that's too bad because, like you said, he's great, and Blade's a great character. To be attached to it would be an honor.
Yeah.
And they expect people to work that way for the honor of it. No, you cheap motherfuckers. You can't finagle people that way.
Nope.
But they've been trying for the longest time.
Yeah, no shit.
But later on this week, they also announced that Jake Schreier is going to be directing the new X-Men movie. So who knows? Maybe that could be that feature or the extra feature coming out in 2028.
I don't think it's like officially announced from Marvel until you get the official announcement from them. I don't think that's happening.
Really? I thought they had because Bo DeMeo went fucking batshit crazy online after hearing this.
Unless this happened after I heard about it, but what day did this come out?
Yesterday, day before yesterday.
Okay, so then my information is like a couple days older than that. So forget it. If that's what's going on, then okay, good luck with that.
Yeah. Like Bo was pissed. Like he was very outwardly pissed. And I get it. They've shit on him a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
But he also has the bias that like it takes a minority to understand the X-Men and to write a good X-Men story from a minority's point of view. And whereas I wholeheartedly respect that and understand that, I have to point out that the X-Men were written by people that weren't necessarily minorities, Jewish, but successful white males, straight white males, unless, you know, they had things between them and God and never somebody else. So it's not the sole responsibility of a gay black dude to write the X-Men. It could be anybody or direct the X-Men. But we can't also deny that he just wrote some of the best X-Men shit that I've ever seen. Ever. Like, he is great. He does get X-Men. But I think he's wrong to call them cowards for casting this guy or pinching this guy for it. They're trying to do with him what they did with the Russos and what Warner's did with the guy from Harry Potter in the last 3 flicks. I can't remember his name. Anyway, not important, but it was the same director.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I get where everybody's kind of coming from on this one. I just want to see a good X-Men movie. I don't want to see it be fucked up.
We've seen enough of that for years from Fox, so
come on. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but let's see here on the other end of the pond. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow has changed her title to just Supergirl.
Yep, I heard
that
this
makes
too.
That makes more sense than Woman of Tomorrow.
Yeah, considering I just stuttered over my own tongue trying to say it, I don't think the subtitle's necessary.
No, it really isn't.
I think the movie will stand on its own. I think people know who the character is. Even if you hadn't seen the original movie, you still know that there is a Supergirl.
You know, and it hasn't been all that long since the CW show went off the air. So she's still, I'm not going to say front of mind, but people know who she, like you said, people know who she is.
I would say she's still very relevant. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah. So, and then big news in Warner Brothers this week is James Gunn did an interview and kind of laid down some truths, or at least some opinions on the way things are going in Hollywood and specifically with Disney and Marvel. And one of the things that he was talking about was what exactly happened in phase 4. And that's that Disney had that new mandate to put out X amount of content plus Y.
Yep.
Doesn't matter what it is, just get it out there. And they
assembly line, baby.
Yep. And we don't want scripts. We want you developing pictures and putting them out there. We want people tuning in and subscribing. We want people wanting and salivating. And they put out so much shit with so many characters that they didn't know the backstory of. They just said, here's this character. And a couple showrunners would have to fucking figure out who the fuck they are. And then they had their AI script writers and also it none of it worked. They tried to fuck everything up. And James Gunn said this is how they shot themselves in the foot. They killed themselves doing it. And he's not wrong. We've been saying this for a long time. Wrong. And you've got your Marvel ass kissers that are like, they're still the greatest. Everything's great. Yay, Marvel girl. Secret Invasion's great. No, it wasn't. The Marvels wasn't great. And the people going, actually, it was a good movie. Anytime you have to say, actually, it was. No, it really wasn't, motherfucker. You just liked it. Just because you like it doesn't mean it's a good movie. Like, I like
well, yeah, you're conditioning your answer with actually. It's like that means you're already contradicting something you might have thought previously.
Yeah. So it's actually not that good of a picture. So, but
Actually, okay,
Actually, it wasn't that great.
okay.
get over yourselves. No. But his point is they keep putting these movies out and then going over budget because they have to fucking go past their schedule because they don't have finished scripts. He's like, well, look, we just had to cancel Sergeant Rock. It was greenlit. Everything was good. We had everybody signed, but that script wasn't in. It wasn't completed in the time that we needed to get going in order to make our scheduled time. And so we had to cancel it. He canceled it personally. He's like, no, I'm not putting out a movie that has a script that I don't like. If I'm not ready with it, we're not going forward with it. And that's damn good practice. That's not what Marvel's doing. That's not what Disney's doing. That's what he's doing. And it's going to save their butts compared to what Marvel just did.
Yep. And Doomsday is shooting right now without a completed script. They have a writer on set writing pages as they're shooting scenes.
Yeah. And you're just kind of like, wow, okay then. That's
impressive.
That's a bass-ackwards way to do it.
This is Avengers ad-lib wars.
Yeah.
Kinda.
and then what if I was like, yeah, motherfucker, and then he was like, no.
And they're like, yeah, and then they were like, nah.
And I was like, uh-huh.
Now go write us some words. We'll do the
and somebody call Chris Evans. We need him to be Captain Hydra.
Yeah.
You know how many exclamation marks are there at the end of that last sentence?
Add 5 more. It needs to look good.
Capitalize and italicize that shit.
And underscore. Let's go.
And
Chop, chop.
bold. I want it in big, bold print.
And then explosions.
And then the other
Let's
thing
make Michael Bay jealous of all the explosions.
Dude, Michael Bay doing a fucking Avengers movie would actually be kind of rad. I'm not gonna lie. I would actually watch that. I know Transformers movies, but like give him a comic book movie, I think it would be like, oh man, that certainly got the action scenes that are needed.
We'll see what happens after Skibbity Toilet.
Dude, if that movie makes real money, he's gonna be back to doing anything he wants to do again.
God.
Fucking shoot me. I swear to
No.
Me first.
The fact that Minecraft just fucking probably made more money than any other movie will this decade. I can't stand that these stupid IPs are making so much money. Like, I just feel like Gen X went out of popularity.
Hey, Minecraft, man. And that's on HBO Max now too.
Wait,
Yeah.
when were we ever in popularity? We're the fucking ignored generation.
Yeah,
Well,
we were the dweebs in school.
Yeah,
what-
that
Oh
too.
man, look at the guy wearing the Superman shirt.
I like my Superman shirt.
And the underwear.
Under ruse. I keep
Yes.
it authentic.
Underwear that's fun to wear.
That's right.
It sounds like Kevin on a party night.
I'm gonna have that stuck in my head now. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good job, Chad.
So,
Always happy to help.
and then James went on to say that his biggest problem that he has right now is what to do with Batman. Batman is coming, and he's going to be in the next movie that's going to follow up Superman. It's not a Superman sequel, but it's going to be the follow up to the story of where things happen at the end of Superman. So I'd imagine it's a JLA type movie or Crisis type thing where they're going to try to fix stuff that happened before. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I hope they don't.
I just want World's Finest, but
Yes, truly.
I thought they were doing for the Batman film. I thought it was a Brave and the Bold with Batman and Robin.
and
Yes.
Damien,
Yes.
Why does it have to be fucking Damien?
because that's James Gunn's favorite.
Robin.
Really?
No love for Tim Drake.
Yeah, like I like Tim. Like, I mean, Dick's always going to be the best, but Tim's fucking awesome. Like, he's just.
Besides, Dick is Nightwing. He doesn't need the Robin thing right now. He is out
No.
on his own.
Yeah, it's best being Nightwing. Like the fact
Yes.
that he is that big brother figure. He's right in between the second in command or the heir to the throne, if you will. Like that's where he needs to be. Dick's just awesome right there.
Yep.
And he's the one who's proved on more than one occasion that he can pick up the cowl if he has to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
upon reluctance.
Upon reluctance, yes, but those Batman stories with Dick as Batman were wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when Damian actually worked as a Robin. He worked better as Dick's Robin than he does as his father's.
Yep.
I could see that because he doesn't have the personal aspect to it. Like Dick just doesn't give a fuck. Dick can treat Damian like shit the same way Bruce can treat Todd like or Jason like shit and get away with it in a mentory way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not just to be a douche. Well, I guess the way he treated the way Bruce treated Dick.
Yeah.
Not in a douchey way, but in the mentory way. But Dick's also got that not wanting to deal with Damian's bullshit, I also imagine too.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Because Damian's a little prick.
Yes, he is.
Well, and tomorrow James Gunn's getting the turned in script from the Batman Part 2 from that movie.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. See, now one of the things he was talking about was no, that wasn't it. He was talking to people about get off of Matt's nuts. Literally, that's what he said. Get off of Matt's nuts and let him finish the movie. Like people are just saying, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? That we want to see the movie. We want the movie now. And he says, be patient, man. You don't like his movies because they're quick. You like them because they're his style. You like the way he writes. The way he writes is a process. Let that process happen, and he will produce something that you will enjoy. But be patient. But get off his fucking nuts. I don't know. I didn't see the first movie, so I'm not that salivating. I don't care.
It was okay.
It was fun. The third act was a mess.
Yeah, it really was.
Otherwise, up to that point, it was pretty damn interesting and good.
Although
I like the movie, but the Penguin show is by far like, holy damn, that was actually really good.
And I still am not sure why they basically made the Riddler a knockoff of the Zodiac Killer.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand that either.
The whole Zodiac thing is just something that's fascinated me for a long time, but come on. Edward Nygma did not need to be wearing the fucking leather hood.
No.
With the eyeglasses on it.
Yeah, I didn't like that, but
No, I didn't like that at all.
They made him look like a school shooter. Like if you want to come up with a cool character, come up with a cool character. Obviously it worked, but don't call him the Riddler. Like I know you need to have a popular name, but people are going to be like, that's not the Riddler and not want to go see it. That's where I was at.
Just do a proper Victor Zsasz at that rate. Jeez.
There you go.
Yeah, instead they got one that fucking cuts instead of people.
Although, we'll see.
Yeah.
But big secret project, Kevin. What the hell is this?
This big secret project, I believe, is what he's referring to as being what happens after Superman. So I really think it's going to be a big three movie, like Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. I hope so. I hope it's not Justice League. I hope it's not just World's Finest. I would love to see something with the big three. That would be totally awesome.
Well, they have started scripting Wonder Woman, so they are working towards something.
Mm-hmm.
There's this one panel from a recent comic that I would love for them to adapt, It's when Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman had all met. Diana presents the lasso of truth. They all take it. And they say what their names are. So she says she's Diana Themyscira. Superman says Clark Kent, Kal-El. Batman just says Batman.
I am
And I think
Batman.
that would translate beautifully as just a perfect moment for a movie, and then also a funny moment for a movie.
Yes.
They did something like that in the Flash movie, which was kind of, it was a little cringe, but
A little cringe from the Flash movie? No.
yeah, just a little. Well, for what they did to Batman,
Oh.
because he had the lasso of truth around him, and he was like, "And I have issues," and this, that, and the other.
There's this one scene in an episode of Justice League Unlimited where Batman is talking to Wonder Woman and says he's a rich kid with issues. Lots of issues. And hearing it from Kevin Conroy worked.
Yep.
Ben Affleck couldn't do that. Then again, I also did not like his Batman.
Oh!
I liked his Bruce Wayne better than Batman, to be honest.
Yes.
My left arm.
The Bruce Wayne worked, but dude, having the voice changer in his suit, that just didn't work for me.
Oh, well, it beats the rabbits. Oh, fuck, that hurt.
Hey, if we're having a heart attack live on stream, hey, share this out there. We love the boost.
Oh, you got to warn somebody before you say that.
Well, at least I wasn't saying something truly controversial.
Right.
Batfleck kicked ass.
If you say so.
I do.
Okay, Kevin.
I got fleas. All right. Anyway.
So does my cat. Do I need to go over there with a flea comb?
And a flea collar.
I don't know about the collar, but anyway. Scratch my butt.
No, you'll get flea dose and be happy with it.
I can't reach my neck. And then we found out later this week that Tom Rhys Harries is going to be the starring role of Clayface.
Yep.
I don't know who you are, dude, but congratulations.
Yeah, I don't know who he is either.
British actor. Stage play, I believe. But sounds like he's actually a pretty good actor. So we'll have to wait and see. This is not going to be the same script that Mike Flanagan turned in, though.
No.
Basically took that, threw it in the trash, and they did another script, and that's what they're doing.
But they're not saying that. They're still saying that they've got Flanagan's script, and that's a little upsetting.
Well, he'll still get credited on the movie for like co-scripting it because he actually turned in one, and that's how they greenlit the movie to begin with. So,
oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Which sucks because again, his movie that they're adapting was Feet of Clay, and that was just a phenomenal story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It sounded like Mike had a scheduling conflict and they couldn't work around it. So he had to back out.
Was it because of Exorcist?
That'd be my guess, but I don't know for sure. Good luck, Mike. You're going to need it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for effing that franchise, Warner Brothers.
Blumhouse.
Oh, that's right. They sold it, didn't they?
Yep.
Yuck. Anyway, here's a piece of beauty. This belongs in a museum. This is the final poster, I believe, for Superman.
That's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, I like that.
And it is an homage to the original poster from 1978. And I fucking love it. Love everything about this. It begins.
It begins.
They should have led with this, honestly.
Well, yes, they should have. To have Peacemaker and Creature Commandos lead the charge. No. Like they planted some seeds, but this really should have been the first thing to have it say, "It begins."
Yeah.
Not so much Peacemaker and Creature Commandos. which were cool, I guess.
It's the Captain Morgan logo.
Have you guys seen those pictures that came out this week of David Cornsweet on a set with his dog in a Superman suit?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was cute. I thought it was really cute.
Fucking adorable. What was it? A little Cocker Spaniel?
Yeah, it was a little Cocker Spaniel.
Hey, everybody likes different breeds.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the good old fashioned mutt.
Yes. Yep. Well, I also know that you're a pit bull fan. Like,
I love pit bulls.
Yeah.
Just
Jeff,
don't be around them when they fart.
No.
Fair rooms.
Jeff, did I send you the video of the German Shepherd with the long ass snout that starts eating the fucking potato salad at a party?
I don't think you did.
Yeah, like everyone's having a good time at this party and they don't realize the dog's just sitting there, and the dog looks around and just like puts his snout over across the table and starts eating the potato salad.
And there goes potato salad.
And no one notices what he's doing. I'm like, all right, puppies, have on.
They will find out later that he ate it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this slimier than normal?
It was the onions. Speaking of slimier than normal, here is your first look at the sequel to Two Girls and One Cup.
Oh, God. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, dear God.
I feel like I want to throw up now.
Yeah, so do I.
Oh, Kevin.
Oh, I need eye bleach.
World Gravy Wrestling Championship. Oh, my God. TKO, this is the new company you need to sign. Or Vince McMahon. Here you go, brother. We got an idea for a wrestling company you could buy now. I'll take a crap on it.
I can just see the Alabama Slam in a fucking pool of diarrhea. And all the splashing.
I can see Vince. You're going to take a crap all over it.
The hepatitis haven. All right.
Oh, God, that's really shitty.
Oh, God. We're going to hell.
Yep. I think
there
I'm
in a
driving
minute.
the bus.
I know we established that, but goddamn.
Yeah. Like I said, I think I'm driving the bus.
Meep, meep. Public service announcement starting June 27th through July 27th. You can go to Barnes & Noble and get your Criterion Collection selections for 50% off.
Yep, one of their multiple sales during the years, but this is usually one of their big ones. The next one will probably be in November.
What did I want to get? I wanted to get Godzilla, Princess Bride, and I think Army of Darkness, or no.
No, Army of Darkness is not with
No.
Criterion.
No. It was those two.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought there was a third. Anyways, that's going to get done next week.
There you go.
Hells to the yeah. Because Princess Bride should be in everybody's collection, which it is in my collection, of course, but I don't have a really pretty version of it. And it's such a good movie that I want the Criterion collection of it. Like, that's just...
I've heard it's really good. I don't have the Criterion one, but I have a different version anyway.
Yeah. And... I don't know. I don't want to be a cinephile or a snob, but sometimes when you really like a movie, you want to have the best version of it. And I don't know if it's currently the best version of Princess Bride, but it's going to have a bunch of special features that I don't have and I want to see.
No, it's supposed to be a pretty good addition. I wouldn't even worry about that.
Yeah.
Well, hey, this is running through my birthday. I may have to go and treat myself.
Before you make that decision...
Shaft is on it too, by the way.
Shaft.
What? Damn
Can you dig it?
I want to watch fucking I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker.
Dude, Undercover Brother, let's go.
No, well, yeah. I mean, if we can group those together, sure. But there's a scene in "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker" where Isaac Hayes is singing "Can You Dig It?" And he's singing it off key, and it's so funny. I can dig it, she can dig it, he can dig it, she can dig it. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? And the guy driving with him is just kind of like, stop, please, stop. I like this song. Anyway, before you go out spending your money for your birthday, keep this in mind. There's going to be a buildable Lego Godzilla set coming out soon.
Is it life-sized?
God, that would be dope.
That would be freaking crazy.
God, you'd die before you finish putting it together.
Well, it'd have to be a team or a country that put it together.
The Japanese would be all over that shit.
They'll make a life-size Gundam before they'll do that, which they have.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. I don't know. I'm pretty excited for this. Some of the Lego things that they've come out with have been really neat. I got my wife the Hey Hey one from Moana.
Nice.
And it looks pretty fucking cool. There's one that's Bumblebee that transforms into a Volkswagen. I'm like,
yep.
oh,
They have one of Optimus Prime that came out a while ago. That one also transforms. They've got a Soundwave coming out.
Really?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The Optimus Prime is like $180 though.
Oof.
Oh, goddamn. Bumblebee was only 66.
Well, Bumblebee's also smaller.
That's true.
Thought you were gonna say he's less popular. I was gonna be like, hey man, that ain't cool.
Nope. He's smaller than Prime.
That makes sense. He should be. He should be. Speaking of smaller than Prime, there's news for Netflix. Sorry, Netflix. Not sorry.
Are we though?
No.
Land of the Lost.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not necessarily sorry to hear this. Like, I like Land of the Lost. Lost in Space, I was kind of on as a kid. It wasn't my favorite. But Land of the Lost, I didn't dislike. Lost in Space, I didn't care for as their reboot. I didn't really like the Matt LeBlanc movie. I don't know. That just was never my scene. Hopefully, this one turns out to be better. It has the original.
It could be.
Yeah, one of the original creators, I believe, is involved. Although it says both are involved, one of them is dead. Keep that. Do your homework a little better, Variety.
It could be pretty interesting. I'd look forward to it. I also heard that they're doing a Dragon Slayer movie, I think.
Yes, they are.
They is Netflix. Netflix is getting into that as well.
Yeah. Oh, I could skip the next story. We already did that.
Yep.
Now, going back to Blumhouse, again, I assumed they were like kind of umbrella owned by Warner Brothers at this point, in the same sense that A24 is Universal.
Working arrangement, so to speak.
Okay. So now, yes, Blumhouse did get Saw. So James Wan has his baby back, and people are kind of like, oh shit, now it's gonna suck. Keep in mind, Saw sucked for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I never made it past the second one, so
I enjoy up to part 6. Like
okay.
1 through 4 is pretty good. 6 is really good. I don't like 5. And then everything after that is just kind of stupid. I didn't want to watch it. But 6 is phenomenally good. It makes a political statement about the healthcare system. And you're just kind of like, yeah, get that motherfucker.
Yeah.
And who knew Luigi Mangione would be a hero later on? Like part 6, I was kind of like, yeah, John's not a bad guy at all. Fuck yeah, he's a hero. Woo-hoo-hoo. Anyway, so I don't know. Like, I hope being at Blumhouse, James Wan handles it personally.
Probably.
and doesn't let somebody else delegate it, for lack of a better term, or doesn't delegate it to somebody else. Because I liked his first 2 movies. They were really good. And when he does his own original stuff, he's really good. When he does something that somebody else wants him to do, it's not always that great. Aquaman.
I like the first Aquaman.
First one was okay.
Second one was.
I haven't seen the second one yet. Yeah, it was okay. It was okay. Here's some good news. Actually, we can call this miraculous news if you really want to get down to it, because I didn't think we'd ever see this. I thought this would go on to be in development hell forever. I really did. Like I had a lot of hopes, I had a lot of dreams, but once we lost Fuller, I was kind of like, okay, we'll see where this is going to go. But then they kept making steps of progression. You're like, well, okay, they're hiring actors now. Well, Marvel hires actors all the time for shit they don't actually produce. Call back.
Yep.
But here we are. We have started filming Crystal Lake. And that's just really damn awesome. Again, years in development hell, almost decades if you want to get down to it. Shit. But the most current incarnation of it, yeah, they've been working on this for a good long time, and I'm glad it's finally coming to fruition.
I'm looking forward to it too. I'm not sure how well it'll turn out. I was a big fan of what Brian Fuller was working on with it, so getting rid of him was a big mistake, but you never know, this could actually be all right. So
wait and see.
I love the working title, Mama's Boy, though.
Mama's Boy. Who loved it, Mama? Oh, now I hear Bobby Boucher. I'm gonna have that stuck in my head every time he kills somebody. I love my mama very much. Now you know this. Okay, so bad news. Phil LaMarche, the voice of Egon and Brain, of course, but most importantly, Egon from the real Ghostbusters, has confirmed that he's not been in any talks to be in the reboot of the new Ghostbusters animated series. He's been saying the same thing that he's been saying for the last year. They still haven't called. They have my telephone number. They still haven't called.
Which, I mean, if they're going in the same continuity that these most recent movies,
he doesn't need to be there.
Yeah, because Egon would be gone at this point anyways. Now, what I would like to see, and they could have gotten LaMarche back for this, it wouldn't be a continuation of the real Ghostbusters or Extreme Ghostbusters, which I know a lot of people want to see. But they could try to bridge the gap between Ghostbusters 2 and Afterlife and show exactly what led to the whole schism, with Egon just taking off in the middle of the night one night with 200 traps, Ecto-1 in his collider pack, and leaving everybody else high and dry.
That would be really neat to see.
It would be.
They'd have a lot of explaining to do to watch Egon go mad.
Mm-hmm.
Because that in itself was kind of a loophole in Afterlife. You just kind of had to nod and be like, well, that was the best they can come up with, so just go ahead and go with it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they could make it work. I mean, you get the right storyteller in there, and they could actually craft a story that would make sense with what we know about the characters. And then also, maybe get a little bit of backstory on, Egon's former partner, Callie's mom, find out what happened there. Why was Egon a deadbeat dad? That was something else that some folks had a hard time reconciling. Was, okay, he had a daughter this whole time and he never even mentioned her? What the hell?
Right.
So there's a lot that still needs to be told. well, that doesn't need to be told, but it would be nice to have it told.
Yeah.
And I'd love to have LaMarche for it. Now they might be going with actors they don't have to pay as much.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm thinking it is, because at this point in his career, I mean, the man's almost voice actor royalty. I mean, he's right up there with Rob Paulson and Billy West.
Yep.
Well, Rob Paulson's one of his best friends.
Oh no, the three of them are very close.
Yeah. And like Billy West is close with Paul Dini, and like they're all just super tight knit people.
Oh yeah.
And they're all awesome.
You know, the way I see it, I mean, I would love to have Maurice come back to voice Egon again. I mean, that was one of the things I was happy about with Extreme, is that they did get him back to play Egon again. He, as he said in some of the supplemental material for the Time Life box sets for the real Ghostbusters, he held on to Egon longer than the other voice actors held on to their characters. You know, because he had him all through RGB and all through Extreme. But yeah, this is, I don't know if this is Sony or if it's Netflix or what, but somebody's being cheap.
Or he's being coy.
No, that's a possibility too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do like to keep some things under lid until they can make an official announcement.
Yeah. And that's just. I prefer that they do. I like to be surprised. I don't want to know in advance all the time. Like my wife can't comfortably watch a movie unless she knows how it's going to end. It's like, is she going to die? Do you want to know? Fuck. Like that's going to.
I have that same conversation with Amy when we watch movies that I've seen and she hasn't. She's like, well, what's going to happen? I'm like, are we watching the movie or am I telling you about the movie before we even watch it?
That's why I hated watching movies with my dad, is especially if it was a movie none of us had watched before. He'd go, well, what's going to happen next? And my mother would get pissed off and go, well, gee, I don't know. Why don't you ask the movie?
I like that, actually.
I'm just sitting there trying not to laugh my head off and get smacked upside the head by my grandmother.
Mind your own business. Well, I'm going to have you take the lead on the next story too, because it's another Ghostbuster story.
Oh, yes. So this was pretty cool. So this was going back to Ghostbusters Day on the 8th. So you had a bunch of charity auctions and they raised, what was it, like 10 G's?
Yeah.
For St. Jude, including like meet and greets, like virtual meet and greets with Aykroyd. And because I saw a lot of this stuff and a lot of the different fan groups, and I'm thinking to myself, really good cause, can't justify it. Because that would have been fun to be able to do, but I mean, some of that was like hundreds if not thousands of dollars, and like I said, going to a good cause. But oh man, that would have been awesome. But I mean, to have that kind of a disposable income where you could do something like that. But this is also going back to this initiative that Sony is setting up, you know, Ghostbusters Give Back. So the different franchises that exist in various cities, there was one in the Bay Area here. I don't think they're active anymore. At least I haven't seen them at anything. But they all get together and it's all for charity events. So they don't do anything for, you know, bringing money into their own pockets. It's they find a charity, they give that money to that charity. So this is kind of Sony like jumping on the bandwagon after it had been going for about 10 years. But so
and what they're doing
along...
is they're using that to keep you guys relevant. They're using you guys as marketing.
Exactly.
Which is great. It's smart. And it helps both parties, them and you.
And then the charities, so it helps everybody.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you help someone, you help everyone.
Exactly.
That's what Aunt May would say.
That is what Aunt May would say. But this was This was pretty neat. I saw a bunch of like a breakdown of everything that was being bid on right around Ghostbusters Day on the 8th. Actually, it was on the 7th because they did the celebrations on Saturday as opposed to Sunday.
Yeah.
And everybody got rained on at the firehouse.
Yeah, I think I heard about that actually.
Oh, it was pouring down rain. There's this one dude, he pulls off just like an amazing Jake Blues. And he was out there, pork pie hat, sunglasses, black flight suit with the name Blues on it, just dancing around in the rain. And that video kind of went viral.
With well deserving respect.
Yes.
I'd buy that for $1.
Yeah, guy also does fan art under the title Real REEL Ghostbusters. He'll do like scenes from the movies, but done in the animated style.
Nice.
Yeah, so I mean, the dude's put out some amazing work.
Very
Okay.
groovy. Very groovy.
Yeah.
I would love to pick Dan Aykroyd's brain for like 10 minutes about what his grandmother did with parapsychology and stuff like that. I would love that. Doesn't need to be about Ghostbusters. I would just love to know about his grandparents' farm.
You just want to ask him about Evolution sequel that never happened.
You
know what?
God, he was great as the governor in that movie.
Yeah, it was.
He's great in everything. I fucking love him in Grosse Point Blank as the the bad hitman.
Dude, nothing but trouble.
Oh God, nothing but trouble.
Bankers. I love him watching him eat the fucking hot dog. That's fucking looked like it was steamed or boiled. And he's trying to eat it, and it's got the little foreskin hanging while his nose is a dick and fucking wiggling at the same time. It was so funny. And I don't understand how people don't like that movie. Like, people legitimately find hatred for that movie. And I'm like, but it's funny.
Oh, it is. It's wrong. It's great.
Anyway. This was something. This is the last story I had. This is something that I wanted to say thank you for. Like, it's Thanksgiving in June instead of Christmas in July. Things we're thankful for. These are movies that Will Smith turned down, and I think the world is a much better place because of. So he turned down the role of Django in Django Unchained. Didn't like it.
Terrible.
Yep. He turned down.
Jamie Foxx did better anyway.
Oh yeah, Jamie Foxx was perfect.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine anybody doing a better job. Maybe Idris Elba, but no, Jamie was fucking awesome in that movie. Inception. Meh.
I haven't seen it, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah. The Matrix. He passed up the role of Neo.
That's a
terrible
long-running story. Yeah.
Yep. He didn't get it, and that's great. That was good for us because we got Keanu for that, and that was Keanu's fucking resurgence, and he'd been lightning ever since. Shaft. Thank you.
Sam Jackson thanks you.
Sam Jackson made that movie incredibly cool. He really did. Like, I watched it just because it seemed like a funny idea for a reboot, but I knew that Shaft was in it, so you were going to get to see the real Shaft. But it was a pretty intense movie. It was a pretty good action flick at the same time. Like, I didn't dislike it. I don't think I would have enjoyed it nearly as much if Sam Jackson wasn't playing Shaft Jr. And then Batman Forever.
Who was he going to be playing in that?
I think Robin.
Well, I
Harvey
mean, there was
Dent.
that rumor going back to the '90s that they wanted to have Marlon Wayans as Robin in a Tim Burton film.
Which
Oh,
is really
jeez.
weird because Marlon wasn't famous at that point. Like Sean, maybe, but I don't recall Marlon being a household name at all.
No, he wasn't.
Joanna Man.
Joanna Man, was he in that?
No.
Oh, that was Tommy Davidson, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not 100%. Old Boy and The Accountant. Like The Accountant, really?
Huh. That one kind of gets me.
I don't see him. I don't see him being good in The Accountant. I don't.
I wish he would have turned down Wild Wild West.
God,
Yeah?
that movie sucked.
Yeah, because he fucking ruined the movie.
That was the first movie I think I purposely fell asleep through in the middle of the film, like a movie that I paid to go see, and I decided to take the opportunity to take a nap in order to escape the movie that I paid to see.
Yeah.
I don't even like watching if it's on TV. It's not one of those flicks where it's like, well, okay, it's on and there's nothing else on. No, I'll go fucking clean house. I've got laundry to do. I'll do it. It's okay.
There's things that need to get done.
Go
Yeah.
sit down and read a book.
Read a book, pick some blackberry bushes with my hands, you know.
Pick up dog shit without gloves.
Revisit the glory hole. Make sure you don't have customers waiting for you.
Right. How long is that line now?
Oh my god.
But that is all I had for you guys.
I think I might have like two quick things. Question for you though, Kevin. Did we do the Alien Earth trailer from a couple weeks ago, or did we not do it? Because I don't remember seeing this, but
I thought we did, but let's run it like we didn't, just in case.
yeah, just in case. And super quick, there's a nice little tidbit. Let's find my bookmarks here. Bookmarks. There's a nice little tidbit on the Return to Return to Silent Hill sequel that's Christopher Gans is returning back to do. He did the first Silent Hill movie live action adaptation, which I really like.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be coming out in January of 2026 that they have been working on. And sounds pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to having him come back because I thought he did a really good job.
I liked the first movie. Like,
it's good. It's a reverse Sean Bean.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
he actually lived.
Yeah.
That was kind of the twist on the movie, is that he was the one still alive.
Yeah, that one was kind of like a whoa, I did not see that coming. Like, casting him in that role was the perfect choice.
It was like, man, the Sean Bean clause, like he must die in every movie he's in. Poor guy.
Yeah, because like you love all the characters he plays, even 006. Like, he was cool.
Oh yeah.
That was the first movie I ever saw him in.
Might have been me too. I'm not sure.
GoldenEye, I think, was mine. Yeah.
Yeah, both times I went and saw that in the theater, the film broke.
Oh no. Was that at Premiere Cinemas?
It was at Premiere.
Kevin's like, I know what happened there.
I do.
I mean, it was, they were able to splice it and let us watch the movie, but still, the fact that it happened twice in the same spot.
It was probably the same reel, and Jaime didn't fucking fix it properly, and Serge didn't. Anyway, I'm doxing people that probably don't want to be doxed. I apologize.
Dude, the statute of limitations is long past.
Dude, that was 30 years ago.
That's true. That's true.
And Famke Janssen.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Cumming.
I sure was. I mean,
well, Kevin.
Which he was in the news while you're setting this up. He was talking about what a cathartic experience it was to be on the set of Avengers Doomsday and playing Kurt Wagner again.
God, he was so good as Nightcrawler.
Yeah, he was, but he hated that experience to the point where like he never wanted to make a big budget film again.
Yeah.
And that was because of the way Bryan Singer ran the set, for one thing.
Yeah.
And then two, because of the way he was running the set, Alan would get stuck up in these riggings for hours and hours and hours in the wet and the cold, and he's hanging upside down, and it's just painful. And it's like, no doubt. And he's in that makeup and shit at the same time. So it's like the fact that they got him to come back to play Nightcrawler is a blessing. Because like you said, he was great.
Makes you wonder how much they're giving him for it.
Right.
Because they put enough zeros on that paycheck, and you can get somebody to do anything.
Just about.
Well, sure, I'll be in that movie.
Everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
Sorry, seemed appropriate.
Got to get a wrestling reference in there somewhere that's not involving gravy wrestling.
2 men in 1 cup.
Surprised he didn't do a clip from Borat. My God.
I've never seen that, and I have no desire to see it.
Okay, then I am leaving that there. And going on to something a little more high-end, possibly Alien Earth, everybody. They brought out a trailer a couple weeks ago, back on June 6th. Now, we may or may not have covered it. I don't think we did, but it's a first full trailer we got going on. It is coming out on Hulu on August 12th. And this looks pretty interesting. I'm still a little unsure where we're going with the story. I know they're retconning a bunch of things and ignoring Ridley's little prequels. So get your flow charts ready, everybody. It's Alien Earth.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy no.
She's ready.
You're going to be the first person to transition from a human body to a synthetic.
Because I'm special.
Sure.
Oh, okay. I see. We're doing a little African TV show.
Special.
All right, Avatar.
We have a downed spacecraft.
I want what's on that ship.
We can do it. We're fast. We're strong. We don't break.
Okay, but she's a synthetic.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a zoo, but the animals got out.
This ship collected 5 different life forms from the darkest corners of the universe.
5 different.
And one of them's a real bitch.
This is pretty.
Yeah.
Invasive species. Predatory.
We don't lock them down. It will be too late.
Okay.
I don't dislike it.
No, I don't dislike that at all. That
It's a
has
great
some
trailer.
promise.
It looks like they borrow a little bit from Venom, as far as having the
Without Tom Hardy.
yeah, well, the bad guy
Yeah.
being the conglomerate. Well, I guess it's probably Wayland or not
Wayland
Wayland.
Yutani.
Yeah, it's probably somebody from the Utani company. I imagine that's what they are. Yeah, the company. Okay, so yeah, that makes perfect sense. But it reminds me of the bad guy from Venom. Just the young corporate cocky little cocksucker.
Yeah.
Cocky cocksucker.
Well, visually it looks pretty impressive. Hopefully they can keep it up for the whole show. I don't know how many episodes it is though, but I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. I want to wait till it's all out to do a binge on it or get in on it weekly because it is supposed to be a weekly release. But Kevin, the place where I like to sail the seven seas with you has not worked for like months.
No.
So I don't know any other way to see it without going back to something I haven't done in years with renting something from the tours.
Oh. Well, there's always my password. And it was the one that you reminded me of. Thank you.
Oh, yes.
With a
Kevin and his password sharing.
Boobs.
Oh, I thought it was glory hole with a 0 instead of a O.
Well,
There's 3 zeros in there, though. It's
and then an exclamation point.
Absolutely. Well, guys, I don't think there's anything else left to talk about tonight. Chad, do you want to let everybody know where they can find you if they want to continue to talk to you?
I am on Threads, Blue Sky, and Instagram. I am at Mr. Peterman, and just be aware most of my content is pictures of my cats.
Cat pictures and cat videos. Nothing wrong with that. And Kevin?
Savage cat pictures. You could find me here on the Suns and Shadows YouTube channel all week long with Jeff, Chad, and Skeeter. We're here we're here every Tuesday night. Every Tuesday night, we're here on 0 Point Reviews. Every Thursday night, Steve and Jeff are here with the Stargate Files. Every Saturday night, we are here with Deadwire Live with myself, Jeff, Chad, and sometimes Steve when he's not out chasing fucking Hanson tours. And every other Tuesday, we're here on Deadwire Live. No, every other Friday, we're here. Nostalgia TV. Damn, I almost had it.
Nearly got it, Kevin.
Almost had it.
Almost had it. Well, I think we've all about almost had it. It's been a fun Saturday night with the crew. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Hit that like button down below. Share, subscribe us out there so that if people want to catch replays, that's right available for you. We greatly appreciate it. So thank you all for having a good time. We're going to send you on over to Project Eggroll. They may be wrapping up very soon, so at least say hi on the way. And we will see you all on the next one.